Hello. Today we're going to learn about new buyers and how to grow your business by understanding what they want. I'm Francesca Cruz, Global Consumer Insight Director at eBay. So the topics we're going to cover today include who are new eBay buyers, what's important to new buyers, and ways to win with new buyers. Did you know 138 million active buyers a year globally come to eBay, and millions of whom are new each year? So who are these new buyers? Well, we know that 1 in 3 new buyers are Gen Z, aged 18 to 25 years old. That's the highest proportion of Gen Z among all eBay audiences. And we also know that they're mobile. Over 60% of new buyers come to us using their mobile device, and 40% using their mobile browser. So why is Gen Z important? Well, they're big. Gen Z will make up the largest percentage of the US population by 2026. Their contribution to future growth will be significant. And this generation's income is expected to increase 5x by 2030. So let's learn a bit more about Gen Zers. Well, they've been raised mainly by Gen Xers, Gen X parents, with the focus on resilience, realism, and a bias towards action. And so some of their life mottos include happiness, balance, learning, and curiosity. To start with happiness, we hear things like, live life. The higher the high, the lower the lows. And there's always a reason to be happy. For them, success is happiness, satisfaction, and having the time to enjoy life. Balance. They tell us, work hard, play hard, and they look for good enough. They're pragmatic and don't feel they need to strive for perfection. And lastly, learning and curiosity. This learning and curiosity links back to their sense of action. They realize that conventional wisdom cannot solve major problems, so they avoid blind following. Some of the quotes from them include, expanding your brain is the key to success, and avoid blind following, question everything. They are curious and give themselves permission to be different. They're also diverse. In fact, Gen Z is the most diverse generation yet. They are projected to become majority non-white by 2026. In the US, Gen Z strategies are, by definition, multicultural. 1 in 3 are bilingual, 1 in 4 are Hispanic, and 1 in 5 have at least one immigrant parent. In addition, they're very digitally savvy. As the first mobile-first and digital native generation, Gen Z expects digital perfection. And digital perfection is achieved by seamless social commerce, interactive, socially enabled, and effortless. 61% agree that having a good website or mobile app is important when shopping. Now keep in mind, as I said in the beginning, 60% of our new buyers come through mobile. And 60% won't use apps or websites that load slowly or are difficult to navigate. Brands only have 6 to 8 seconds to capture their attention before they move on to the next piece of content. That's about the attention span of a goldfish. And when I say brands, I mean eBay, and I'm also talking about our sellers. Gen Z is also resourceful. Secondhand shopping allows them to meet their financial and environmental goals. They want to prioritize the health of the planet overall, so we see this coming through in their behavior. 29% shop at secondhand stores monthly or more. 27% shop on online resale sites monthly or more. And then 23% purchase pre-owned luxury to celebrate a milestone. As we talk about Gen Z's core values, they've been informed by the environment in which they were raised, with key concerns such as digital life pressures. We talked about them being digitally savvy, always online, cultural, political polarization, social inclusivity, and environmental safeguarding, as we just discussed. And so 5 core values for us to keep in mind include inclusivity. Gen Z yearn for community, diversity, and inclusivity. So what this means for eBay and our sellers is about community and it's about representation. Creativity. Gen Z leverages social media to express their individuality. And this means social engagement and commerce, which is what eBay is all about. Responsibility. Gen Z take action to make the world a better place. So re-commerce is a huge opportunity for eBay and for our sellers, which we know. Authenticity. Brands are expected to take a stance on what they care about and think about purpose and advocacy, and we'll talk more about that. And lastly, resourcefulness. They are pragmatic, they are money savvy, and so some opportunities for us include value and choice. Now, how did they get started with eBay? Well, it's a story of discovery and diversity in shopping. So some consumer quotes. Availability and selection you can't get in person. Not being able to find the thing you want any other way. Looking for things I can't get elsewhere. Again, you see diversity, you see discovery coming up in these quotes. What else do they like about eBay? I like the thrill of finding the thing I'm looking for. I like that I'm getting a good deal. And it's less wasteful. I try to buy used when it's an acceptable thing. Now, what's important to new buyers when shopping on eBay in particular? Well, we conducted a quantitative study of 3,000 new buyers to understand satisfaction with eBay and likelihood to return within 6 months, and drivers of satisfaction to get at what is most important to them. So, areas that matter most to new buyers include finding the items that they're looking for, getting great value, quick and punctual delivery, items are received as expected, a helping hand if something goes wrong, and aligning with their values. Let's go one by one, starting with finding the items that they're looking for. 80+% of new buyers plan to come back to browse for items in the future, and 60% to buy something similar to their last purchase. But did you know improving the findability of items is one of the top 3 requests for improvement? Valuable information may be missing on the listing itself. And this consumer quote here, I bought something and then it was immediately unavailable. I got a refund, but that was my first and last purchase, where they went in, they purchased something, only to find out later that it was actually out of stock. Getting great value. We just talked about how Gen Zers are money savvy. Getting great value is important to new buyers. The vast majority buy fixed price listings. However, winning an offer or auction significantly improves the likelihood of returning and becoming an active buyer or a return buyer. Winning an offer specifically increases the likelihood that they will purchase again by 170%. In this quote here, allow everyone to send offers on products. Keep up the notifications of new offers from sellers. It keeps me interested in coming back to the app. Quick and punctual delivery. New and younger users especially are looking to receive their orders quickly and on time. Late delivery contributes to the majority of bad buyer experiences and has a significant negative impact on repurchase frequency. So some quotes from consumers here. So far, I am satisfied with the product I have purchased, and I am kept informed of where my package is, and that is very important to me. I bought a book, and after almost a month of waiting for the item that was supposed to arrive in 5 days, I canceled my purchase. Again, underscoring the need for quick and punctual delivery. Item is received as expected. Items not being as described is reported as one of the top reasons for dissatisfaction among new buyers and has a negative impact on repurchase frequency. And here is a consumer quote. "I feel the seller, intentionally or not, misrepresented the item purchased by posting a picture that was not a picture of the actual item that was shipped." A helping hand if something goes wrong. Well, bad experiences happen, they just do. So being offered a solution can be enough to encourage them to return. Our last couple of purchases have been awesome. The seller was very nice in working with us through the issue we had and the purchase and made everything good at the end of the day. And lastly, aligning with their values. New eBay buyers tell us that the following are important to them. And many of these things are in line with what I was talking about earlier from a core value perspective. Supporting small business, being eco-friendly, supporting minorities, buying locally, connecting with like-minded people, and supporting charities. Now, how can you deliver on new buyers' needs? Well, when it comes to finding the items that they're looking for, ensuring titles are precise and correct item specifics are used is one way. As a mobile-first generation, test out your listing on mobile to ensure readability and remove any out-of-stock items to minimize disappointment. When it comes to getting great value, we've talked about auctions when we've talked about offers. Seller-initiated offers, or SIO, are another way to close the sale. Offer a buyer a bargain without having to reduce the price for everyone. Either physical or coded coupons could be used to encourage a return purchase. And use Terapeak product research to check latest market trends for your inventory based on supply and demand. The trends go back a year, and it's free to all Seller Hub sellers. Volume price discounts and automating shipping discounts are other options to consider to help the buyers get great value. A quick and punctual delivery. Set buyers' expectations about shipping time, tracking as a way to build transparency and trust. Expedited shipping is always an option. Up-to-date handling times goes hand in hand with the tracking information. And then importantly, use that time away feature when on vacation. Can't stress how good of an idea over-communicating in this case could be to, again, set and manage expectations. Items are received exactly as expected. So, ensure listings have high-quality images, especially those non-new items where a buyer might want to inspect it many different ways. Ensure that the title, description, condition, item specifics, and images are all accurate, and then offer returns. This may be the deciding factor between your item and another seller's item. A helping hand if something goes wrong. Sellers are the first touch point for buyers when something goes wrong. Some ideas are communicate delays in shipping and provide objective customer support for buyers. And lastly, aligning with their values. Some potential solutions for you to consider. Leverage eBay Storefront to share your story and promote your purchase in words or video. Highlight materials used in item specific. Consider eBay for charity at checkout. Some questions to keep in mind. Are you a small business, family run from a minority? Do you sell eco-friendly products or sell locally? Do you have product knowledge or expertise? And are you affiliated with a charity? Well, let's tell your buyers that. In closing, we know that 75% of new buyers who make a second purchase do so within 30 days. And customers with a second purchase within the first 90 days are more likely to become repeat purchasers. With all of this in mind, As you look to grow your business with this generation, the sweet spot will be delivering on these key buying needs while also addressing those core values we discussed today. Today we talked about a high proportion of new buyers are Gen Z. We talked about what is important to new buyers, and we also talked about the likelihood of becoming a return buyer. So again, the sweet spot will be around delivering on their key buying needs while also addressing their core values. Thank you for joining me today on this journey on decoding new buyers.